So recently, I've been having some exams. Haven't been able to really catch up with the videos. Busy cramming. I feel like I haven't even worked that hard during the semester, but now is where I really put in all the effort. I mean, no, that's not true. I did put a lot of work in during the semester, but there's definitely a lot of cramming going on. Finals. It shouldn't be too bad. I feel like these courses are pretty tame for now. I mean, I should definitely wait until I get my marks before I say anything, but I think this semester's gone pretty decently. Not exceptionally well in terms of academics, but not awful either. I would say more good than bad. I honestly I don't think there's anything that was really just like average, but I did have a lot of fun throughout the semester. There's one thing that I still want to do. I want to have a snow day snowball fight. So when there's good packing snow, I already had one of the checklists, I guess, like in my head, was make a snowman. Already made a snowman on campus, too. It was massive. It was taller than me, I think. So, snowman and yeah, snowball fight. Snowball fight would be a lot of fun. So, hopefully, I can organize that. Do like a mini snowball fight, and that'll be so much fun. I did frisbee as well. And like I would bring a frisbee in my bag, and then after class I'd just invite people if they wanted to play frisbee. And yeah, I think everyone that I asked in my class tended to say yes, but I didn't ask too many people. But I made some good friends. Also, I'm growing out some facial hair, at least trying to. I haven't like you can yeah, you can kind of see I don't know the ugly sideburn, but I just want to attempt. I want to see what it looks like, especially during the Christmas break where I won't really see too many people other than my family. Oh, but I didn't. Yeah, I was thinking I wouldn't have my picture taken, but usually for Christmas you'd have your picture taken. So I might have to shave it then. But I just wanted to see what it would look like. I think it looks like you can't really see it through the camera, but in person I would say it looks worse. I I don't know if even over camera it looks bad. Especially especially underneath my chin. It's just not even. Oh well, I want to see what it looks like. I want to see what I look like facial hair. I would like to get light stubble, something like that. Like or heavy stubble. Yeah. Guess what is light stubble? Yeah, heavy stubble. It's like I don't know. Just search up heavy stubble, I guess. But I can't quite get that yet because my facial hair doesn't grow in evenly as I'm starting to notice. Like the hairs are pretty long or like not like super long, but they're long, but they're just not thick. They're really thin and they're also really uneven. So it's not fully grown in, but it's like patchy. Maybe maybe give it another year and look good. Also, also, I've been working on some pen tricks. My friend, while I was studying for the exams, he showed me a couple of pen tricks, and so I've been practicing those during the exam too. I practiced it because I was bored, but they seem pretty cool. And usually, you always have a pen with you. I mean, as a student, so you might as well just practice while you have it. Yeah. Like you're waiting, you're in the lecture. Might as well just do that. If it's a boring lecture, especially, or if you're bored. Oh, okay. One last update. I was talking with someone outside of my exams. I finished an exam, my first exam for stats, and then as I was leaving, some guy just randomly started talking with me. Like, oh yeah, that stats exam, that was rough. Like, yeah, it was. We kept on talking. And turns out he runs Linux. He runs he runs Arch. Oh my goodness. Wild. Runs Arch, has a oh damn, I keep on forgetting the OS, but he has a Linux distribution on his phone. Some sort of no, sorry, an Android distribution. I, I don't know exactly what the right term would be. But it's basically he's not running Android. He's not running like the actual Android. He's running some Linux version on his phone. It looked a bit strange, but it was honestly kind of cool just seeing how you could run whatever OS you want on your phone. A lot of work to upkeep though. I don't think I'd be able to. I would want to do it. It would just take hmm, maybe I could set it and then forget it, I guess. But it's just it'd be too much time to set up in the first place, especially if I wanted to update it or do something different. Refresh rate would be annoying too. I don't think I'd be able because my phone supports 120 hertz, so I don't know how that would work. I kept on running to um, refresh rate issues with when I actually had Linux. Oh well, all that aside, um, right? Okay, so topic today: should you keep in touch with people? Yeah, so basically, I was thinking during this term, I've made a lot of friends, but how many of those friends am I going to really keep in touch with? I have a good idea of who I'm going to keep on talking to just because of how similar they are to me and how much I enjoy being in their presence and talking with them. But in general, the people that I get along with, but they're not the first people that I would message, should I really keep in touch? Personally, or I guess not personally, I'll get to personally later. Practically, you shouldn't because it's a waste of time. You're spending time on someone that you don't really care to see, and especially if you're gonna assume that you're not gonna see them again, there's very little point. In the case where you're going to high school or you went to high school and then now you're in university and you're no longer in the same university, you're not even in the same, we'll say, province, in the same state or the same location, and your hometowns are different, like they moved away, should you really keep in touch with them? You can have online friends, but the connection you have with an online friend generally shouldn't be stronger than the connections you have with in-person friends. Just because you can see them face to face. I mean, you can have cameras for an online friend, but that doesn't, that's not, it's just not the same interacting with someone online than it is in person. You can think of this as, I was thinking about this too, where even if you see your family, like let's say your mom's on a trip, if you FaceTime her, like obviously you still love your mom, but it's not the same her being in person with you, talking with you, being with you, than it is online seeing her face, video call. And inherently, you know that. You feel that deep down. And you're like, I miss you. I miss you, mom. I wish you were back here. Not just because of what she does for your family, but just her actual presence. And would you love someone if they were a worm? Like, that's kind of a stupid question. I remember seeing that on um TikTok. Like, it was a TikTok trend, I guess. But I understand what it's trying to ask, but it's just not equivalent. I mean, if you were like, you see this, oh man, there's so much to talk about too. Would you still love the same person if they had no body and it was just their mind? They offer that same mental connection, but there's no there's no physical presence. They're not fully there. I don't really have a solution for that. I can't really say yes or no. Definitely situation dependent. Like, give me all of the background details and I guess I'll decide from there. But I would more lean to yes. I mean, I believe people have a soul, and if people have a soul, then it's really the soul that you're in love with, I guess. On a deeper, say something deep and then say I guess, so you can just backtrack in case anybody disagrees. But seriously, if people have a soul, it's not necessarily what they do that you're in love with. It's not, I mean, what people do is kind of who they are, but it's also how they think and just the essence, the literal being of who they are, their soul, what they hope to achieve, not what they've already accomplished, but their prospects to. And yeah, definitely how they act. That's just that's a part of it. Yeah. I think people can change too, so it's kind of stupid where it's like we should just and stupid no, like prison, I feel like prison does more harm than good because you're locking someone, they they know they've done, once they do it, they know they've done wrong. They've they've done something wrong. And now you're punishing them even more. Like, let's say life behind bars. They've learned their lesson, but it's like, no, we'll lock them up. We'll make sure they won't do it again. Well, it was their life. Like that's all gone now. But again, you can make the argument like, okay, if you kill someone, probably lock them behind bars. But honestly, I feel like most people, after they kill someone, they've learned their lesson and they feel deeply remorseful. Like, one thing, one cool thing you can do is if someone wrongs you, you don't punish them. You just don't do anything. You don't react. And if they'll, yeah, usually people will do have a conscience and they'll feel guilty and they'll want to be punished. Like, please punch me back. Like, actually find some way of alleviating this guilt that I have because I've wronged you. And if you don't do that, it'll always be on their conscience. But that's 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 a bit cruel. That's a bit dark. Right. Okay, but back to relationships and like loving people even if they aren't physically present. Like how would long distance relationships even work? That that's wild to me that I mean, I can say that. That is wild to me, but it's just it seems so difficult to make it work. Like that's why it's so difficult to make long distance relationships work because you're just not physically there. And you can have like you can like it's not just because it's um the relationships are intimate. Like even if you were completely you say it, I guess not willing to engage intimately, you'll still find like not even hug or okay, no, that's a bit weird. Not even hug. Even okay, we'll say just like you only hug. A long distance relationship would still struggle because you're just not physically together. And I mean, it makes sense, but you can't really rationalize why. Their physical presence. But why? Why do they need to physically be there? You can FaceTime them. Shouldn't that be the same? Isn't that what you're in love with? You don't believe in a soul. You're just in love with the person. You're not in love with what they look like or I don't know, how they hug you, I guess. I I didn't phrase it. I don't think I phrased it properly, but I think the point is still made where long distance relationships are just difficult because you're not physically. And it's not really fair to say, shouldn't you still love me even though we're separated away? Yes, that's true, but if we're always going to be separated away. Yeah. I was thinking about this because one of my friends is in a long distance relationship. I was thinking how hard it is for him. I mean, I haven't talked to him about it too much, but I remember he mentioned, yeah, I can't meet or I can't stay for too long because I have to go meet my girlfriend. I'm going to see my girlfriend. I was thinking that's really important for you, obviously. And then I remembered, oh, wait, he's in a long distance relationship. That's even more important for him because he doesn't get this opportunity very often. Hope the best for him, though, and his girlfriend. Yeah, but back to should you keep in touch with people? I mean, the idea is you're going to see them again. You're going to see that person, your friend again, whoever you want to keep in touch with again. There's merit to having connections. I mean, people can help in ways that wouldn't be so clear. A lot of the times, I think job, but there's other ways people can help, like job relations. This person can get me a job. Networking. There's a lot of different. emotionally, or I don't know, finding you a girlfriend, finding you another friend that's very compatible with you, or making you laugh. Most of the friends that I keep in touch with that are long distance, we just, by keep in touch, I mean send reels back and forth, and that's it. There's not really deep conversation going on. And if that's the case, is it really keeping in touch? I mean, I'll feel guilty if I haven't sent a reel in a while, but maybe there's just no point. Yeah, that's kind of cruel, but and the other point too, I guess the final point I'll make is as an adult, I've realized you have so much freedom. You can do whatever you want. I could drop out of university if I wanted and work or not work, do some random thing. I have that option. I could choose to be homeless. I could choose to get a car and live in my car. I could fly to, I don't even know, Japan right now. I could book a flight and I could go there. Now, it wouldn't be practical. I'd be spending a lot of money and money that I might not necessarily have, but I could do these things. And on a smaller scale, if you want to meet with your friend on the weekend, you can. If you want to meet with your friend every day, you could. As long as your friend wants to meet with you every day, assuming that you can. When I was roommates with, I would say my best friend, I would consider him my best friend. I was thinking we could literally hang out every single day. And we did most days. But what was stopping me was school. I was too busy studying. I was too busy doing this. And then when I was free, he would be too busy working. A little sad. But now I think if I roomed with him again, if we were both done school and we were just working and I roomed with him again, that would be so cool because we would both be off, assuming we'd both be off at the same time. It'd be such a strong connection. We'd be able to hang out. We could literally hang out every single day. And him being my best friend, us sharing similar qualities, similar ways of thinking, and similar hobbies, that gives us an even stronger bond. That'd be a lot of fun. And there's not much stopping me from doing that. I guess where I work definitely depends, but there's so much you can do, man. So keep in touch. Keep in touch with people that you no longer see in person. My solution? Solution? E? People that you want to meet again. People that you want to see again. Yes. The people that you were just study buddies with, just to get a better grade. You didn't really emotionally connect. Or people that you got along with, but there was no real bond. No, you don't need to keep it alive. Hope you learned something.